They say that train stations are places of movement, places where stories begin or where they end. But for me, this station is a museum of a Tuesday afternoon, 30 years ago. I come here when it rains, specifically when it rains, because sunlight feels too honest for a man like me. Sunlight reveals the wrinkles, the gray in my hair, the truth that I am an old man sitting on a cold bench. But the rain blurs everything. It turns the world into a watercolor painting where mistakes don't look so sharp. My name is Alessandro, and if you are listening to this, you probably know what it feels like to wait for a train that has already left the station. I remember her coat. It was not expensive, just a simple wool coat the color of autumn leaves. Elara. Even saying her name now feels like a violation of the silence I have built my life around. She had this way of looking at me, not at my face, but into me. You know that look? The kind that makes you feel like you are the only solid object in a spinning world. She was the anchor. I was just the boat drifting in the harbor, terrified of the open sea. We stood right there. Platform 4. The architecture hasn't changed, but the souls have. The people rushing by today. They are looking at their phones, distracted, efficient. We didn't have those distractions. We only had the terror of the moment, the absolute, suffocating weight of a goodbye. Do you know why saying goodbye is so hard? It's not because of the separation, no. It is because of the hope. The human mind is not designed to understand forever. We cannot process the concept of never seeing someone again. It breaks us. So we invent lies. We create a soft cushion to land on. She said to me, "It's only for a year, Alessandro. Milan isn't that far from Paris. We will write. We will call." And I nodded. Like a fool, I nodded. I played my part in the play. I kissed her forehead and said, "I'll be here when you get back." We treat goodbyes like commas, like pauses in a sentence. We refuse to believe they might be the period at the end of the book. I truly believed that our story was just paused. I didn't know the ink had already run dry. The whistle of the train that day, it sounded like a scream, a mechanical scream. She stepped up. The doors hissed shut. And then, that glass window. That dirty, foggy glass window became the most impenetrable wall in the universe. I saw her hand press against the glass. Her palm was open. I raised my hand to match hers, but all I felt was the cold, vibrating metal. We were inches apart, yet separated by an entire dimension. The train moved, slowly at first, then faster. I didn't run. In the movies, they run. They chase the train. But in real life, you freeze. Your legs turn to stone because your body knows what your mind refuses to accept. It's over. I watched the red taillights fade into the fog. And just like that, silence. That was 30 years ago. You might ask, "Alessandro, why didn't you follow her? Why didn't you go to Paris?" That is the question that haunts me at 3 a.m. The psychology of regret is tricky. It feeds on fear. I was afraid that if I went to Paris, I would find a version of her that didn't need me anymore. So I chose the safer option. I chose the memory. I stayed in Milan. I kept my routine. I preserved the version of us that existed on that platform. If I didn't see her again, I could pretend she still loved me. I could pretend she was just away. But waiting is a dangerous game. At first, it feels romantic. The loyal soldier standing guard. But year after year, the waiting turns into rotting. You don't grow. You don't change. You just exist. I became a ghost in my own life. I dated other women, sure, but they were just shadows. I was looking for Elara in every pair of green eyes I met. It wasn't fair to them, and it wasn't fair to me. I received a letter 5 years ago, not from her, from a mutual friend. Elara had passed away, a sickness, fast and quiet. She had lived a whole life. She had a husband. She had a daughter. She had joy. She had pain. She had groceries to buy and bills to pay. She lived, while I was still standing on platform 4. That is the tragedy. Not that she died, but that she lived, and I didn't. I sacrificed my life at the altar of a memory. I worshipped a ghost while the real woman was out there becoming someone else. The rain is getting heavier now. The station is announcing the last departure for Rome. I look at my hands. They are old hands now, spotted, shaking slightly. These hands held hers once. That has to be enough. If there is a lesson in this, if there is any reason for me to speak into this void, it is this: do not wait. Do not make a home out of a departure lounge. Do not fall in love with the echo of a voice that has stopped speaking. Chase the train, or turn around and walk away forever. But do not stand still, because the worst thing about this station isn't the cold. It isn't the noise. It's the realization that the train to nowhere is the one you never boarded. I am going home now. Goodbye, Elara.